welcome back to Orange County's Real Estate Hot 30. I am Lena Fayyad.
And I'm Holly McDonald.
And I just wanted to say I hope you guys all went out yesterday and voted for Super Tuesday. And since all of that has been going on, we wanted to talk about we wanted our 30-minute segment today to be about agents. Since the interest rates have been super low this past week, our Redfins, our Zillows have been phone numbers, phone calls, nonstop. So we wanted to bring it to your attention because we have had many situations where we didn't want to step on other agents' toes because their buyers weren't aware that they have to stick with them. So we kind of wanted to bring this aboard and let you guys know who we are and what we do and why you should use your agent.
Yeah.
Hi, Holly.
Hi, Lena.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Good. Awesome. So we have a lot about this topic. I'm sure we can talk for hours about it, but we have 30 minutes.
Yeah. There's a lot to be said. Lena's absolutely right. Websites, we want to educate you as to how it works when you find a listing online on some of the various websites out there like Zillow or Redfin or Realtor.com or any of the millions of others that you can find houses on. We know that when you are looking for a home, if you're super serious, it's very easy to deep dive and check out as many sites as possible and set up as many alerts as possible. I'm personally doing it, and I have a million apps going off on my phone multiple times a day. And your instinct is to whip it out, take a look, see what properties are out there, and then if you want to set up a tour or get more information, you just want to do it now. We're in that age where instant gratification is everything. So what we are finding as agents is that a lot of buyers are not aware of what the protocol is or should be in order to not put agents in difficult situations. Like Lena was saying, we don't want people to step on each other's toes, and we don't want agents to come back and think that they were misguided by a buyer who is working with another agent. So we thought we would just break it down for you, let you know how it works, let you know what we suggest, and that way you will be in the best position moving forward to have the most success.
Yeah. And usually those, for example, Zillow brings all these, icons of pictures of agents on there. Can you let us know, is that usually the listing agent? Sometimes it is. When you refresh the page, you get a list of 5 new agents. So what can you say about that?
Yeah, no, that's a great point.
I mean, I'm sure it's paid per slot, of course.
Yeah, so the way websites work, let's start with a site like Zillow, is agents pay to be promoted on that site. And then their hope, of course, is that they will obtain new buyers who obviously are not working with someone else, because ultimately agents are looking for clients that they want to represent so that they can ultimately sell a house and get paid. When you go on Zillow, sometimes the listing agent is listed first, or they could even be listed somewhere in the mix, but it usually designates that they're the listing agent.
Yeah.
And you'll see other agents that are paid to promote themselves around that. So you might be confused about who to contact. And if you're already working with an agent, should you even be contacting any of these agents? I guess that's probably a good place to start.
Yeah. Usually it's a hit of a button, so I feel like buyers aren't even aware. Like, oh, let me click on this home.
Yeah.
We get that click and we call you guys and tell you we received your request. I've gotten buyers saying, oh, my agent's out of town. Can you just show it to me? And I said, I would love to, but I respect your agent and their work that, I don't want them coming back and telling me, why'd you steal my client? And I'm not trying to by any means. So
that's a really good point. And we do get calls like that all the time. And I think there is a time and place for that sort of thing. If you are looking for the listing agent specifically, I think I would advise you to be very upfront. Like Lena said, if you call and you say, hey, I want to see this house as soon as possible, my agent's out of town, at least you're being upfront. And then it's up to the listing agent if they're willing to make accommodations to meet you or suggest you to someone else to show you the property. That is the best way to move forward. I think open, honest communication is best, because otherwise, let's go through a couple of scenarios.
Yeah.
Say you contact the listing agent, tell them you want to see the house, and the listing agent rearranges, their schedule to meet you there. and then you either drop the bomb on them there that you have an agent, or like a day later you submit an offer through your agent, that is not going to look great to the listing agent. And the thing is, we're listing agents ourselves, and we understand that this happens, and it's not, we hope it's not meant to come across as insulting or taking advantage, but we understand that a lot of buyers are just not aware of how these websites work. And so that's why we're making this video. We're not trying to make anybody feel stupid or anything about it, but I just think the more that you have going in, the better off you are. So if you go and you call the listing agent and say, hey, I want to see this house, my agent's not available, etc., I think it's up to listing agents to decide if they're going to show you the house, or if they're going to ask you to wait, or if they're going to ask you to reach out to your agent anyway and see if they can set up a colleague to show you the. Because everybody has different representations in the deal. The listing agent is servicing the seller. Your agent is servicing your best interests. So, you kind of want to stick with your own team in a way. And then there are some people that just say they want to work with the listing agent for whatever reason. And that's fine if you just want to work with the listing agent. There's pros and cons to that, and I won't go into that right now. But if that's your objective, then I would just say, if you are saying that to an agent, mean it. Don't say it just to get your foot in the door and then come back later with another agent, because that is rude and insensitive. That's wasting someone else's time, and all we all have is time, and it's very valuable.
Yes, time is money. And I think a lot of the reason people ask for the listing agent is I feel that they think that that's the only agent that has all the information about that specific property, which is not the case. Yeah. We all have access to the MLS and all that information. So if you're looking for the listing agent to answer a question, ask your agent first. They might know before reaching out to the listing agent.
And they can certainly get it.
Of course, absolutely. That's,
Here's the thing. I mean, your agent as a buyer, your buyer's agent, is supposed to be representing your best interest. The listing agent is representing the seller's best interest. And ultimately, we're all trying to work together to get the deal done.
True.
But if you're going directly to a listing agent and you have your own agent, you might be saying things that are not exactly helping your case or misleading. And it's just the way we all try to do things is we try to go through our representatives to represent us. And that's what they're getting paid for.
No, absolutely. And plus all these agents you see on Redfin, on Zillow, on Home, they all, whether they pay monthly or pay per deal, we're all on there to acquire leads to help you guys, buyers and sellers out there sell or buy a home. So ultimately that's our goal. So whether I try to make it clear whenever I get a call is, are you working with an agent? They said, no, not really. I'm like, okay, I'd love to show you. Are you willing to sign this one-time party showing? Yeah. I try to stick to that to kind of protect myself from, the future incidences. You never know.
I think that's really smart. And then also, just to kind of go back to just using Zillow as our framework right now, and then we can talk about some other sites. But this formula is pretty common for most of the websites out there. On Zillow, let's say you just click one of the other agents who doesn't happen to be the listing agent, and you ask them to show you the property. We've seen this happen too many times. You, as the buyer, might get to the property and find out the agent is not the listing agent. And then maybe you get upset because you were thinking it was the listing agent, because either you wanted additional information that you thought they had about the home, or maybe you thought that would give you leverage in making an offer. People have different ideas about what they think makes sense that may or may not be true. But here's the thing. Say you meet agent Bob at a house, and Bob is not the listing agent. Bob has just been paying to, help people on Zillow and to obtain leads. Please respect Bob's time. If you have an agent, you should be contacting your agent, because Bob is not there to just spend his time opening a door for you to look at a house. He's not like a valet for the house.
Yeah, for sure.
And I just urge you, because we've seen it a lot, where if you're directly asked if you're working with an agent, please be honest and don't lie just because you want to get in to see a house. Yeah. the house is probably going to have an open house, so wait for that if your agent's not available. Or bother your agent. Your agent should not be bothered if you're asking them to see a house. That's what we love to do because we're trying to help you. So whether it's us or your own, your agent who's helping you, just I'm saying in general, our goal is to service.
Yeah.
So.
And I even educated, my buyers that I went out and was telling you got into that interaction. I'm like, listen, let me explain this to you. And once you really lay the knowledge out for them, they're like, okay, well, I apologize if I came across rude. I just wanted this information. I was like, I can get it for you.
Right.
But you have to work with me, to help me help you here. So sometimes when I bring that one single party showing, that's when they're like, oh, well, I do have an agent. I want him to write the offer, but I want to see it today. Yeah. And I said, with all due respect, I'd love to, but please talk to your agent. I don't want your agent coming at me. So you heard it right here, guys. Please use your agents. This is what we do. This is why we have a state license, and this is what we're good at. We're out there hunting homes. Everyone's calling us every day about their homes. So what else would you like to add?
I just want to reemphasize that when you're on Zillow, let's say, and you click for more information, I guess my question is, if you have an agent, why are you clicking? Because you're just going to get harassed by the agent.
Us.
Yeah, whether it's the listing agent that you've clicked on or one of the others. Because part of our job is not only servicing the clients we're working with, but it's obtaining new clients, and that's why we're advertising on these sites. So if you have a question about the property, just go ahead and contact your agent. They can pull up all the information, or they can reach out to the listing agent. Believe it or not, we call listing agents
every day.
Yeah, all the time about pretty much every property that our clients either have questions about or we have questions about.
And they even reach out to their sellers because, they just put a house on the market. What are they they can't know every little detail. So,
right.
A buyer might be like, hey, how much is the solar lease for? It's like, what, great question. We'd have to get back to the seller,
Yeah.
So little things like that. So.
Yeah. And then kind of moving on to, let's talk a little bit about Redfin.
Yes.
Lena's mentioned that we're partner agents with Redfin, which means that we are with a different brokerage. We're with Villa Real Estate, by the way, but we partner up with Redfin because we've proven ourselves in the marketplace to work with more buyers and help them with finding homes. So Redfin's very popular right now. Lots of buyers are looking for homes there. And when on that site, Zillow kind of does the same thing now too. You can click a button to schedule a tour for a home. Just one click of a button, schedule a tour. Well, again, it's sort of the same process we just talked about. If you're scheduling a tour, you're effectively triggering the website to connect you with an agent.
Correct. Who
is going to want to show you the home, but they're only going to really want to show you the home if you aren't working with an agent. That we're here to help. We can answer questions. We can give you the right contact numbers. We can, direct you back to your agent. But our objective is not to show a home to somebody that is already working with an agent. That's what your agent is for.
Yes, and that's why we wanted to bring this topic today, especially this last week, and how good the market's kind of doing with the interest rates.
Yeah.
Our phone calls tripled, and I've had to even tell the people on the phone and my buyers, you do have an agent, I really can't step on their toes. So
yeah,
I keep saying that. And shout out to all the agents out there. Please inform your buyers about this too. Let them know that to reach out to you, even if you're out of town or would like to see an open house that you can't show them. Just educate them, please.
That's a great point. Yeah, I think here's the thing is, if I was a home shopper today, I would be clicking on Zillow and Redfin too. It's just, it makes sense, and that's how the websites are set up, is to intuitively make you either want to set up a showing or make you want to request more information. But these websites are also set up to make money, not just for the agents. These big companies are looking to make money, and they're making money by charging agents to be featured on the websites. So
I had a question actually.
Yeah.
For Zillow, if let's say you're not, partnered with Zillow at all, and our listing goes on the MLS, don't they pull all their information from the MLS? So I could possibly pop on there, even though
your name would be on there. your contact information would be on there, but you may not be featured on the sidebar as an agent.
I see.
I'd have to look at that more closely, but I do know that they say, okay, this property is listed by Lena Fayad at Villa Real Estate. So,
Got it.
yeah, I guess I'm just saying to all you buyers, we're not trying to sit here and like complain that buyers are contacting agents and, you know, like we don't want to help you. That's not the case at all. Really what we're trying to do is just inform you that these websites are set up to sort of manipulate you a little bit into thinking that any agent on there is the listing agent, can truly help you, truly wants to help you. All of us agents do want to help everybody buy and sell homes, but we're just asking you to respect the relationship. And if you're working with an agent, you should really be dealing with them, and just use the websites for all the bells and whistles they have to offer, like the little fun features of all the pretty photos, all the videos, you know. Maybe it's just easy for you to save your homes in there and pull up the app. I get it. They're fun. They're user friendly. But as far as getting more information, that's really best to be done through your agent. And then if you don't have an agent, these sites are great to help you connect with somebody that could be your agent. But, you know, hopscotching around from agent to agent is typically it's not in your best interest. So ultimately, you do want to team up with somebody that you feel good about, you respect, you think they're going to help you, that you think they get you. Team up with them, let them be your advocate, because then they're gonna be as motivated as you to find you the right house, because they're gonna know what you're looking for. They're gonna know that you're sticking with them like glue. They're gonna know that ultimately, you know, you buy the house, they're going to make money, which, you know, at the end of the day is part of the process. But ultimately, I mean, I always joke with my husband, I'm like, I've been like best friends with my clients for the last 2 months, because we've been in contact every, 24 hours. It's crazy. And you build a relationship and you take them out. And it's care about them.
Yeah. And like, imagine having to start fresh every time you see a new home with a new agent. That's what we are trying to explain to you buyers out there, is stick to somebody that can walk you through the whole process. From beginning to end, just so you have a clearer picture, a better understanding, because hopping from one agent to another is really wasting everyone's time, including yours, because up until the person that writes down the offer is going to be your agent. So, definitely think of that when you're out wanting to have someone represent you. You do have the right to shop around for a great agent. All our reviews are up there. It's your personal contacts. It's who you feel comfortable with. So call us. I'm not saying you don't, but definitely call us, bother us. We're here to help you sell or buy anything you're looking for. Investors too, that goes out to you. So anything else you'd like to add?
Just one quick thing, to kind of piggyback off of what you were saying. When you do end up teaming up with an agent, part of the beauty of that is, we know you're still going to look online and look for other houses,
of course.
But once your agent knows what's most important to you, we've seen more houses than you. So we can kind of help suggest other things that you might not be thinking will work for you. And, we're not just trying to lead you in all different directions, but once we have a good feel for you,
we can actually sift and sort those homes for you.
You can kind of trust us to think about things that you may not be aware of that might be important to you, or we can also search for those homes that are not on the market by talking to other agents and building that whole database for you. So that is our job. We focus really hard on our clients when we know that we're all committed to working together.
Absolutely.
And so you can count on that. But if it's a buyer that we've just met who tells us, oh, I'm working with 5 other agents too, you can imagine that you're not going to get our full attention because you're not giving us your full attention. It's
Correct.
kind of a, give and take. It's a partnership.
Yeah. Help me help you kind of thing. Absolutely.
Yeah. And you'll be happy. I mean, we want our clients to be happy. I mean, we want you to be happy. We want us to be happy. We want you to give us
to be great.
Yeah, we want you to give us good reviews and think of us in the future. And we want to be able to come back to you guys and find out that you're happy in your house. Nothing makes us happier than hearing from a client that they love their new home and
we made the transaction easier and smooth, because there's a lot of paperwork and I get you want the perfect agent, but you can't have all the information at once. So definitely, make a decision when you want to stick with someone, even if you're in the beginning of the process. I have buyers, oh, well, I'm just starting. I'm not pre-approved. I don't want an agent just yet.
Yeah.
But you really do. Even if we're buying it next year, you kind of want to stick to someone that can email you, send you pocket listings. You know, there's a lot of advantages for sticking with your agent, let me tell you. So definitely take you know,
It's kind of like having a doctor in a way, because if you go to a doctor year after year, they kind of keep your records, they know all about your history, they know what's important to you. We're not doctors, but it is a relationship, and it is something where you do want to have a comfort level and know that somebody like knows what is best for you. Yeah. So the big websites like Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, Homes.com, stuff like that, you can pretty much bank on them all operating in similar fashions. Some of the websites that are more just company based, that's a little bit of a different story, but the big consumer sites out there, which you've all heard of, Zillow, Redfin, Realtor, etc., you're going to see multiple agents. This is why. This is kind of how it works. Yeah. Just use that. Knowledge is power.
Absolutely. Yeah. And use your agents. Call them. You're not bothering them. I promise you.
And if you don't have one, call us.
Yes, absolutely. We're ready to go always. Yeah. We're a good, solid team. So you heard it right here, guys, at Orange County's Real Estate Hot 30. I'm Lena Fayyad.
I'm Holly McDonald.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.